Okay, so this week we've been doing various things. There's almost some room in here, not quite. I'm still having to shuffle past things, but we're getting there. Anyway, we've got the cylinder head up on the lathe at the minute because we're just skimming a little bit off here. Turns out it wasn't flat; it was sort of dished. But you know, it's okay because what we're currently planning, it could all change, is to not use a head gasket. So I'm going to skim enough off so it seals on this face, and then I'll just lap it into this. Well, I say this, whichever barrel I end up using, and then I'll recess these little oil ways and pop O-rings in them. That is the current plan. Currently, at the moment, for now. So yeah, we're on with that. I've got to do some measuring before I take any more off. And I've been thinking a lot about engine breathing, because engine breathing on these old things, well, like it is with most old British bikes, isn't the greatest. You've got a tiny little engine breather that fails to displace the air, the piston's pumping back and forth, and then after it's failed to displace all the air, sucks a load more back in. Not so much on earlier stuff with timed breathers, but these haven't got timed breathers. Timed breathers, there we go, managed to say it. So, what I've been looking at is I've bought the exhaust gas recycling valve, EGR valve, whatever you want to call it, off a Triumph. I know it's a Triumph, not a Norton, but you know, I'm sure we can repurpose. I've already cut that side off. Trusty old hacksaw did a nice job there. And that way, well, these have got reed valves in them, so it's going to have reed breathers on. Or at least that's the plan. So even if it does fail to displace all the air in one go, it sort of doesn't matter because it can't suck it back in. So I've just been, it's why this slot's set up on here, or just chopped up with, well, pistons and crankshafts. Because I can very nice and discreetly fit one of them just there. And it misses all my engine numbers, sits in nicely behind the inner primary. It'll be nice and discreet and subtle. Unfortunately, the other one will be slightly less so, because it's about the only place I can find for it to go. It's sort of right there between the between the valve lifters. There's just enough room for me to mount one there. Let's see if I can find one of the reed valves. There it is. I knew I'd left one somewhere. So yeah, that's the plan. Little reed valve breathers. They obviously need cleaning up because they've been exhaust gas ones, but I think two of those will be a damn sight better than the one little hole that they normally have. So engine breathing should be muchly improved, which will stop it sapping horsepower and hopefully stop it pushing oil out of gaskets. And I'm also on with, because of course got the head back now, making an adapter for the SU carb. Unfortunately, I don't have a small enough bit of aluminium, so I'm having to cut a nugget off this, of a noggin, or a slice. Anyway, I really need a bandsaw. I'm about an hour into this so far. So yeah, stop to take a break to, well, I'm using the recording as an excuse for taking a break from cutting. So yeah, I reckon another 15-20 minutes I'll be through it. So yeah, I'll have a cup of tea and I'll cut this off and we'll see if we can make a mess of that. Right, onward. We're getting there. Not long left to go. Flipping heck. It is hard work, this. Yeah, luckily a little bit ambidextrous so I can swap hands every now and then. But yeah, we're getting there. Anyway, onward. Okay, so there we go. That's that bit cut off. Took a bit of doing, but it's there. Anyway, that's it's a couple, maybe 4 or 5 mil thicker than what I actually want, because once I've generally cut it out and drilled some holes and bits, I'll chuck it in the lathe and just skim both sides of it, just so it's got a nice sealing face, because that's the previously exposed face, not the greatest. and the one I've just cut with a saw, which isn't bad apart from that little bit. It must have picked something up in there, not to worry. Right, so I've done a rough CAD design. There we go. So I just need to check some dimensions and transfer that onto there, and then see about making some holes. I am going to check it a couple of times because I don't want to have to cut another lump of that off. Right, yeah, onward. Okay, so there we go. We've got one of them. I have threaded those holes because they're going to have studs in them, and they're going to be the ones that fasten it to the carburetor that I've put down. How do I lose a carburetor? Seriously, my head won't fasten on. Flipping heck. It's gone. Gone. Here's the general way things go around here at the minute. If I put it down, it's vanished and I need a new one. It's on top of the lathe. Of course, because everyone puts carburetors on top of the lathe. Flipping heck. Right, anyway. I'll tell you what, I'll put this somewhere so we can see it. Give me a second. There we go. Right, so I've just put some bolts through there for now. They won't be bolts, it'll have studs and then nuts on this side. So that sort of works well. And then on this side, these holes are going to be countersunk and have countersunk screws or bolts. Screws, yeah, there'll be screws to go into here, and I'll put these onto M8 metric, I think. I do need to nudge one of them holes across slightly because my my inability to compensate for the headache in the pillar drill has meant that either one or both of these holes has wandered slightly. I did check them after piloting them and they were absolutely spot on, but let's see if it'll do it now. If it's in the right position, that's not end of the world there actually. There's quite a bit of headache in that. So yeah, anyway, yeah, quite a lot of headache in the pillar drill. Combination of managing it and getting lucky, they were absolutely spot on. That's as near as it needs to be. Just use a hole saw, so I've got a nice little spacer for something now. But yeah, there we go. That one way is spot on. The other way doesn't. Oh, I can never remember. I'm going to have to mark this, aren't I, so I know which way to put the thing. Yeah, that way around, I think. Yeah. So obviously this needs cleaning up and dressing still. Somewhere I've lost about 1 millimetre. Whether it's all on one or half on each, I don't know. So I can either oversize these or I can nudge the threads across when I do that one. I'll not be using the pillar drill for that. Well, one, it won't fit in. I'll pistol drill it and then I can just sort of push the holes across a bit before I put the new threads in. So yes, some form of progress. Right, I suppose I should finish skimming that head to where I need it, and then I can take all that off the lathe. I can pop this in there and just face this back both sides. Yeah, I think that'll be next. Right, onward. Okay, so that's the head skim back to where we want it. Been using a combination of a depth mic and a dial gauge propped against there. Seems to have done the job. That's a barrel I've mainly been using to measure against. I said I've got 2 more barrels. I sort of took an average, and yeah, I think we'll be okay at that. Right, so that can come out of the lathe. We can chuck that in and just face that both sides, just so we've got a nice surface. And then we can see about correcting those holes. I might actually use this plate as a drill guide for the cylinder head itself. We'll see. If I do, I'll do that before I face it back. Right, anyway, onward. Okay, so that's those drilled out and threaded. You can probably see with the shape of the port, I've still got a bit more that I wanted to take off around there. So I opted to use that one, which I think was right. Sort of lined it up. I did push the hole that, you know, to the left of screen ever so slightly, just to try and average out the average out the distance I had to cover a little bit. So if I put that about where I want it, it'd have helped if I'd have got this lot ready, wouldn't it? And they should just, there we go. And yeah, you can see that little bit there that I'd left in the port, that's overlapping still, so I can make them up now, and the carb should bolt to there. These will obviously have countersunk screws in. I've not got any right this moment. I did have a quick look, thought I had some M8 countersinks. I might have another look. So I'll countersink those holes, those ones there. Put some studs in that so the carb can bolt on, and then we can mock it up and see how it's all going to fit, because I've got an oil tank back. So from round here, she all looks nice and standard in profile, and then we have the cutaway around there. So hopefully that will give us enough clearance for the air filter. So it looks alright, doesn't it? Like I said, it looks pretty much as it should in profile. Definitely going to have to paint the thing now. So yeah, then we'll drop a barrel on, drop a head on, and see how it all lines up. Hopefully somewhere near. Otherwise I've wasted a lot of time and destroyed a lot of motorbike parts. Right, onward. Okay, so there we go. Sort of all mocked up in all mocked up in rough. Couldn't find any countersunk bolts for this bit, so I just took some button heads and things and ground them down till they fitted in. They'll do for testing. I'll pop and get some proper ones in the next couple of days. So yeah, it all sort of fits. There's the room I intended there to be for the air filter. I might still take a couple more mil off this. I have chucked it in the lathe and just slimmed it down a little bit. Quite strange stuff to machine, really. I haven't got a clue what grade aluminium it is, it's just a lump of aluminium I acquired. Actually, I think I bought that bit, yeah. But you know, I figured it, mystery grade, I figured it'd come in useful for, you know, spacers and bits. So yeah, rather soft. Yeah, if you've not got the lathe spinning like the clappers, it leaves an awful finish. But you turn the lathe up to silly fast and yeah, it's quite acceptable. But anyway, that's the sort of general idea. Obviously all this is going to get cut down. I've got to cut as much as I can off this side because I need to make room for linkage for the carburetor. I'm quite sure if I cut that right down, there'll be enough room without too much hassle. I mean, the choke's okay, that's not fouling anything. And my my cardboard air filter sort of fits in the gap. The real one will be sat quite a bit higher, it's just that big bolt I've got through it to hold it together would be fouling up here if I put it in the correct place. So I just popped it there for now, but we've got the desired clearance from the oil tank. Or at least we will have once I've taken a smidgen more off there. But yeah, there we go. I think that'll do for today. I have once again made an absolute mess. So yeah, I've sort of worked myself into a corner, so I think it's time for me to tidy up a little bit and get rid of some swarf before it gets to places it shouldn't do. So yeah, I think that'll do. Alright, for those of you still here, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Ta-da!